It was the way he wanted to be, and in the end, he just wouldn't back down.
Sad but true. Tom's family ended up overseeing a box set that came out after his death. It was all his music, and it perfectly captured what Tom was.
An American treasure.
He was.
That's what it was called, too. An American Treasure was released in 2018 and featured 60 songs. Some of the songs were previously unreleased, while some were alternate versions of classic songs. It also had some live performances and outtakes. There were also home movies attached to it and concert footage from over the years as well. That's a pretty impressive box set.
Well, that's about it. I think we told you everything there is to know about Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. I hope you learned something along the way.
We did. This was a better tour than I thought it was going to be.
We had 40 years of history. Did you not expect it to be interesting?
I did, but after our last tour, my expectations were really low.
And I'm glad we exceeded expectations.
Thank you for coming, and enjoy seeing the Gators.
Well, we will, and I can't wait to feed them.
Sabrina, we've been over this. The other tickets were for a football game.
Don't care. Let's go tailgate in the swamp.
Great. I've never been to a Gators game in the swamp. Their stadium always looks impressive on TV.
Oh, no, Jail. I mean, we were going to a swamp. Let's get some beer and feed some gators oranges.
I still have some in the beer cooler.
And let's move it. I don't want to be feeding them in the dark, and daylight is a-wasting.
Well, this should be interesting. I'm driving.
Why are y'all looking at me?
What do we do now?
Oh, let's go to what you guys have to say on social media about Tom Petty. On Facebook, Morgan says, Wildflowers is perfection. I don't think I've ever heard all of Wildflowers. I've only heard the hits.
You mean the song Wildflower?
I've picked
There was another
Wildflowers.
one, too, wasn't there?
I don't know.
I'm allergic to wildflowers.
You're allergic to everything.
It's true.
That is very true.
It's very true.
She's also allergic to allergies. Lizzie says he graduated from my high school. Rumor has it, my junior year AP English teacher told him he'd never amount to anything. And that seems to be indicative of any celebrity story. I was told I was never amount to anything. And look.
Me too.
You were told that?
And look where I am now.
I was told that I was going to be somebody someday, and look at me now.
Now you're huge on the internet
Hey,
star.
wait a minute.
And just because I've been indoors for the last 3 months and can eat whatever I want.
That was the meanest thing you could have ever said to Serena.
That she's a huge internet star?
No, you said that. No, your words were. Now look at you. You're huge.
An internet
and then you
star.
Paused.
I paused to take a breath.
You paused.
It was a dramatic pause so you could see which way he was going to take the joke.
I was like...
I meant you were a big internet star.
No, your words were, and I'm never going to let you live them down.
You're
Look
a
at you
huge
now.
internet
You
star.
are huge.
Huge.
That's all I heard.
Huge.
You're bigly.
Luckily, as often as I've been proved wrong by this recording device, I will be proved right this time.
No, you won't, because there was a really long pause after huge.
No.
Yes.
Well, there won't be after I edit
think
it.
it was
Right,
shocked
he had
that
to
he
go all
said
the
it.
way around me before he finished.
No. Russ-
Sabrina's got a space station now around her.
We're orbiting.
They're called snack stations, JL.
you are an influencer now.
Oh, I'm going to influence somebody to go and eat.
Look at that cake.
Cake.
We're having cake after.
We're having cake?
Ice cream cake?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot.
Russell says, here's a fun bit of trivia. Tom Petty is a common link between Tom Cruise and Jodie Foster. Both were in movies that had a Petty song played in the background during a car scene. Cruise and Jerry Maguire and Foster in Silence of the Lambs. Okay. What?
Okay, so
There's a link.
he's saying is that Jodie Foster and Tom Cruise.
Are we sure it's a link and not just a coincidence?
It's a coincidence.
In their car scenes, both were playing Tom Petty songs. So therefore,
Jodie Foster wasn't in the car when the Tom Petty song was playing. It was the girl who got abducted by Buffalo Bill.
Oh, look at that. You got schooled.
burn.
Sorry,
Paul says
Morgan.
there was that one song he did that was pretty good.
I like that one.
Me too.
I remember that one. That was the one off of the Mug Crutch album.
I asked him if it was too sexy for his shirt. He said, yeah.
Oh, I love that song.
I didn't even know Tom Petty sang
right.
that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, too sexy for me.
On his catwalk.
Too sexy for me. Sure. Kiki says he overcame severe abuse by his mother using music as his outlet. Against all odds, he overcame and gifted the world with his talent. I adore him and his music.
So does Laura. That's why she's falling asleep doing this.
She didn't know any Tom Petty songs, but yet when I turned them on today, she sang them all.
That's my problem. Is I never know who actually sings them, but I know the songs.
You
Yeah,
don't
but
even know the words. You change them every time.
Accurate.
No, she doesn't change them. They change them on her, and that's
Thank
not
you.
cool.
Thank you.
Yeah,
but- you're
Someone who
welcome.
gets me.
Tom Petty has such a
Right.
distinct voice.
'Cause that
You know a
happens
Tom Petty song when it comes on the radio.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a huge Tom Petty fan.
There'll be a bonus in your Christmas paycheck.
Wait a minute. We get a Christmas paycheck?
Yeah, you got one every year since we started this.
I have.
What have you done with them?
Obviously not cashed them.
I've invested mine. I've got a nice little 401k.
Wesley says, love Tom Petty. Saw him in concert with ZZ Top a few years before he passed. My favorite song of all time is Mary Jane's Last Dance. I like that song too.
Isn't it Last Dance with Mary Jane?
Yeah, that's what he wrote. I love how Petty came along in the rock game a little after folk, rock, and Americana was dying down and was able to breathe new life into it and gain the respect of some of the biggest rockers of all time. That's probably my
nice.
favorite Tom Petty song is Last Dance with Mary Jane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know if I know it,
Yeah, you do.
you know it.
but I don't know if I know it.
You
But
know
you
it.
do.
Problem.
But I thought you were a huge Tom Petty fan.
No, I'm just huge.
No,
And into Tom Petty.
Fan. Yeah.
huge internet star.
She's huge.
I'm huge. I'm big on the interwebs. I'm
got-
bigger in real life.
She has her own broadband.
All that's getting edited out.
But that was my best joke this entire show, and I wrote the script.
Accurate.
Susan
supposed to
says,
But you wrote me in agreement.
Damn it.
Susan says he's brilliant. That's it. That's all Susan said. On Twitter, Bill Haggis Internet Random says, the great Tom Petty, I was actually surprised at how hard it hit me and mad at myself for never going to see him play live before he died. Suppose he put on a good show.
Never saw him in concert. All the ones I've been to, he was one that I never saw.
No. Were you interested in seeing him?
I tried taking Tara on his last tour, and she looked at me and said, that's too expensive to go see him. And then he died.
Ouch.
And all I said to her, because she loves Tom Petty.
Yeah.
And I said, I told you I would have bought the tickets. I didn't care. I was like, let's go. You know, I had that theory of like, they're getting older. If you want to go see him, it's time to go.
Right.
Yeah.
And then look what happened.
So
Now she regrets
It's
it.
your fault.
No. She's totally kicking herself in the ass right now and regrets it every time I bring it up. So I can't wait till she listens to this show.
How do you know what she's doing right now?
Hi, Tara.
I know these things.
Ah.
I drink and know things.
Lindsay Boylan says, man, I wish Tom Petty was out there in the world still making music. So many artists I wish we still had. And then
Like
Vintage...
him and Fred Durst.
Yeah. Vintage Rock and Roll lists the top 10 Tom Petty songs according to them. 1, The Waiting. 2, Running Down a Dream. 3, You Got Lucky. 4, Here Comes My Girl. 5, Learning to Fly. 6, American Girl. 7, Free Falling. 8, I Won't Back Down. 9, Refugee. And 10, Into the Great Wide Open.
Wasn't Learning to Fly by the Foo Fighters?
That's what I was. I think that's Learn to Fly.
Learning to Fly. Oh, that's what they wrote. I didn't know if Tom Petty also had a Learning to Fly song.
He probably did.
Yeah, he does. I'm learning to fly, but it ain't got wings. Yeah, he's got Tom Petty.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
I would put Into the Great Wide Open higher than 10. And Refugee also should probably be higher than 10, but that's their list, not mine.
They put them both on 10?
This goes to 11.
Well, it was 9 for Refugee and 10 Into the Great Wide Open. And I would probably put I Won't Back Down like at number 10, because that's basically all he says in the whole song.
Yeah, that's why I love that song. It's the easiest song to learn all the words to. I won't back down.
I won't back down.
Yeah, you just...
I feel Free Fallin' is also up there with the easiest song.
You know, that's actually one of my least favorite Tom Petty songs.
Really?
Yeah. I think because when I first discovered Tom Petty, it was when that song was really big, so it's like the one that I heard the most. So, you know, sometimes you just get burnt out on a song, and I think that's what happened with that one.
Yeah. It's almost out of his vocal range, that song. He goes right to the edge of his range and just almost steps over the cliff on that one. But it's a good song.
It's because he's free falling.
Yeah, he almost screamed.
What year did that come out?
Well, let's go to the phone
89.
calls. First phone
Was
call.
it that late?
Hello, this is Bruder. I like to listen to Tom Petty, especially after I've been stressed. I usually only listen to Tom Petty after I'm done listening to your show.
Oh, I love Bruder.
Thanks for being consistent, Bruder.
Breeder doesn't love us.
Gravity beard.
Brooder.
Well, one thing I know that Bruder does love is JL's beer cooler, so let's revisit that.
JL Cola, never run away, never run away. JL Cola, never run away, never run away. JL Cola, boom.
Perfect. All right, JL, what is this again?
It is from Cigar City Brewing, the greatest brewery in all of Florida. They're Paloma Gose.
I don't know.
I'm endorsed by Cigar City Brewing, so I'm
Regulars.
contractually obligated to say how great they are.
Yes.
I think Funky Buddha's pretty awesome.
They are number 2.
Well, you guys can have a beer off later. I'm going to start with this one. I do enjoy the taste. It did grow on me. I can't really rate it super high because I don't think you can drink a lot of it because of its sweet and tartness. I'm going to give it a middle-of-the-road 3 out of 6, but it's not because it's a bad beer. I really like this beer, but because of the taste itself, I don't think you can really drink a lot of it. But it's good. I'm pretty impressed because I don't think I've liked any other Gose we've ever had.
There might have been one, but I think you're right that you haven't liked any of them.
No, and this
No,
one...
I thought you liked the Funky Buddha.
The Margarita Gose you liked.
Margarita Gose.
yeah. But that was a specialty. You're not going to be able to get that again. So
I just wanted to point out that it was Funky Buddha.
It's going to be weird to say that it's a middle-of-the-road beer, but you should still go drink it. And that's what I'm going with. Laura.
Well,
Is your can empty?
no. The first couple sips definitely hit you with the grapefruit. And I don't know if it's because of the smell. And I am not a fan of grapefruit whatsoever. But there is also that tartiness. And I do like tart and sour things. I think I've liked most Goses we've had. I'm going to give this one a 4. Because like you said, it is a good beer. I don't think I could like pound them back and drink a whole 6-pack.
No, it's definitely one to drink in between, like maybe drinking something else.
Yes, like my Kona Spikes Island Seltzer.
And
have an
Laura's
addiction.
sponsored by Kona Seltzer.
I am.
Sabrina is sponsored by Unsweetened Tea, as is our wall, because that's what's piecing it together right now.
You're welcome.
Speaking of Sabrina, huge internet star.
Huge.
What's your thoughts?
I enjoyed it. It reminds me of some other,
Gozos.
well, not necessarily just Gozers, but like
Gozer the Gozerian?
Yeah. I can't think of the type it is, but there's like a sour because it's got that tartness. I give it a 4. I think I could probably get to that point, but then I